Former NFL tight end Shannon Sharpe talking about who he sees in the AFC Championship game for 2024. This from ESPN's First Take.
Man, when you look at that Cleveland Browns roster, Swagoo, when you look at that roster from top to bottom, offensively and defensively. Now, remember, last year they finished number one in defense. This year, if Deshaun Watson, I'm not even saying he needs to be, now, if he goes back and be what he was his last year starting at Houston, well, it's over. With that defense and those weapons, with that offensive line, no. So as much as it's so hard to pick up against Patrick Mahomes because he is that guy. He's the one guy that you don't pick against because he's proving it time and time again. Even with last year, when we thought he was like, this team, there isn't good enough offensively, too many drops, the offensive line doesn't do a great job, and what do? They take the show on the road. They don't need to be an Arrowhead, and they get to and they win the Super Bowl again. For me, when I look at the Cleveland Browns, if Deshaun Watson is either now or never, he's under immense pressure, that big contract, and as of yet, he has yet to live up to it because of injuries and obviously what happened off the field in Houston. But if they play, and if I just need Deshaun Watson to give me 85, 90% swag from Stephen A. of what he once was, I like the Cleveland Browns.
With that, let's welcome in Ashley Bastock from the Plain Dealer, cleveland.com. Ashley, if Deshaun Watson gives the Browns good, effective quarterback play, yeah, I can't argue with that. He doesn't have to throw for 5,000 yards. Just make the plays that need to be made.
Yeah, I saw this clip going around earlier today, and quite honestly, I think it's some of the most on-point analysis of this Browns team that we've seen from the national analysts, because I think that is right on the money. I think if the Browns are in a situation where Deshaun Watson is not 100% the same player that he was when he was in Houston, now I think the Browns believe he can be that, but worst case scenario, he's not. I think you look at the team around him, particularly this defense, and all of the other offensive weapons they have, the strong offensive line they have. And that, in theory, for me, is enough to make a little playoff run. Now, if the Browns are actually going to win a Super Bowl, I do think Deshaun Watson has to be better. I think he ultimately would need to be the best version of himself. We all know how important quarterbacks are in the modern day NFL. Obviously, it's why Patrick Mahomes gets paid what he gets paid out in Kansas City. But really, I think for this to be a playoff team, even if Deshaun Watson struggles and even if he struggles early, I think they're in really good shape with all the pieces around him.